The Lostwind Cliff is one of the better card set effects in the game, the best one being the Light of Salvation for DPS characters, because there's a lot of content in the endgame that deal dark damage and is also weak to holy damage. But in today's video, we're going to focus on the Lostwind Cliff and how to farm it. If you come with this video but you don't understand the card system yet in Lost Ark, I have a video that is going to explain the entire card system for you, so definitely go ahead and check that out. Anyway, my name is Crypt13, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about how to farm the Lostwind Cliff set. So first of all, the minimum requirement in order to make this set good is the 6 set 12 piece awakening. This is going to give you an extra 7% crit rate. Might seem kind of low, but getting as much crit rate as you can is pretty good so that you can hit those juicy crit damage numbers. So in order to unlock the set effect, we need to collect all 6 cards as well as have a total awakening of 12 among any combination of the cards. You will notice, however, that 4 of these cards are legendary cards, so awakening those up to the max is going to be really hard. Thankfully, the Seria and the Solas card are not legendaries, so these are our prime awakening targets. We're going to want to try to awaken these guys to the max because it's just going to be easier. So let's go ahead and start with Seria. Seria is a rare card, and the easiest way to get Seria is to buy her off of a wandering merchant that appears in East Lutera. That wandering merchant is going to have 4 different spawn locations, technically 5, but 4 specific locations, either in the Black Rose Chapel, Layar Terrace, Borea's Domain, or the Kharmine's Seashore. So we'll first start with the Black Rose Chapel. He's going to spawn right off of this triport in Styxia Village. I'll go ahead and zoom in. And he's going to spawn right here in this little corner. The next spot is going to be Layar Terrace, and he is going to spawn in Tamir Village. So your best bet is to go to the Mist Fog Shelter triport and then just walking all the way down into this little corner right here. He's going to spawn there. The next place is Borea's Domain, and he's going to spawn in Borea's Castle, so this triport. I don't recall the exact location, but as long as you triport here, he should show up on your map as an icon. And then the last location is in the Kharmine's Seashore. He's got 2 locations, actually. So the first one is going to be up here next to this triport. Again, if you just triport here, you should show up on your map. The next one is in this little area here, the fishing village. So the best way to do this is to go to Wavestrand Port and then travel out of Wavestrand Port to get here. Because if you go to this triport, you have to go all the way around, and you don't want to do that. It's just going to take a little bit too long because there's no easy way to get there unless you go down this path. So definitely Wavestrand Port, come in, and then you just walk into this area, and he's going to spawn in this little cranny nook right here. So those are the wandering merchant locations. This wandering merchant's name is Burt, and if you don't want to go and find him yourself, you can definitely just hit the chat up and ask where he is. There's definitely going to be other players looking for him as well. So you can also just keep an eye on the chat and it could show up. Now, it should also be noted that Burt does not guarantee a Seria card. Sometimes he can have the Nox card. You're gonna have to farm and find this guy a lot of times just to get all 15 of those Seria cards. Now, as for the spawn times for this Wandering Merchant, he's going to spawn at 12:30, 2:30, 5:30, 6:30, 8:30, and 9:30 a.m. and p.m. So that's 12 times a day. If you hit all of those times to go and check out Burt's wares and see if he has a Seria card. Seria also comes from one of the adventure tomes. So let's see if I can find it. It's probably East Lutera. Nope, it's not. Maybe it's West Lutera. It's West Lutera. So the West Lutera Adventure Tome has Seria for completing 30%. So there's another free Seria card. This one's probably going to be your first one. And then of course, by opening up rare blue card packs, you have a chance to get Seria. If there are any other ways to get Seria cards that I miss, definitely leave a comment down below. But those are definitely the easiest ways to get Seria. Okay, the next card in this set is Solas. Solas is an uncommon card, so he'll drop from those uncommon green card packs. However, he is going to be a little bit harder to farm. He is farmable, However, it is quite the time commitment. This is because he actually drops for completing the East Lutera main story quest, the Holy Inquisitors, and this is when you end up killing Kakul Sadon in Boria's domain. And so the idea is that you can create multiple characters and play up to this point in the story to claim that card for your roster. This is one method that you can do in order to get this card guaranteed. I have not personally done it. However, most people estimate that this is going to take you about 4 hours if you just speed through the story and do absolutely nothing else but trying to get to that point in the story. And so yes, you gotta do that 15 times, and that is quite the time commitment. However, it is a 100% guaranteed way in order to get the Solas card. So that's an option if you want to do that. Otherwise, you're just going to have to hope that you get Solas from all of those green uncommon card packs. Alright, next up is the King Thirain card, and you can get your first King Thirain card through Report with him. So by reaching Trusted, he's going to give you his card, and this is going to take quite a while if you're not going to be giving him any kinds of gifts and you're just doing the emotes and the songs. However, you can speed this up if you give him gifts. And so he has a list of preferred gifts, and the thing to note is that this model of Lutera's sword and this brooch also drop from the Wandering Merchant. So you can purchase that off of the Wandering Merchant as well and speed up your Report with Thirain. The Festival of Fire and Ice is also another legendary report item that you can use on Thirain. The Festival of Fire and Ice drops from Dukeon? It's the old guy merchant that is one of the first early merchants that you get for your stronghold, and he is going to take Adventurer's Seal. So if you really want to target your dispatch missions for Adventurer's Seal, you can get a whole bunch of those, and so that you can get a whole bunch of these whenever he appears. This is just one method in order to boost the report on him quicker. This is by no means a recommendation because report items are limited. And so if there's a different character that you want to report up first, then that is totally your prerogative. I am merely giving you an option in order to speed up Thirain's reports. And so if you don't want to do any of those things, then you're gonna have to get lucky when it comes to a legendary card pack. And it is highly, highly not recommended to use your selection card packs on this card, because you should definitely use those for the Light of Salvation one, which is the true endgame card set. Alright, the next card is going to be Armen, and you will get your first Armen card by completing an achievement. That achievement is called Twilight on the Horizon, and you will get that after you complete your second Awakening quest. Just make sure that you claim it by heading over to your Universal Storage, and it's going to appear here. The next card is the Kharmine card, and in order to get your first Kharmine card guaranteed, you need to complete 100 Chaos Gates. After that, you're just gonna have to get lucky with a legendary card pack. And then for Delain Armen, your first Delain Armen is going to come by reaching 10 Ignia tokens. And this means you have to reach 100% Adventurer Tome in 10 different areas. The biggest hurdle for Adventurer Tomes is going to be the report. If you hover over the report for multiple different areas, there's going to be a list of characters that you need to get Trusted Report with. Trusted Report is all 4 levels of the report. If I head to Rithramus, you can see that we have to hit Trusted. Trusted is the final level in order to reach 100% Adventurer's Tome in multiple areas. And depending on the area, you're even going to get more characters. So the first 2 areas is a little bit easy, even the third. And then it just gets harder and harder. Because you'll notice here, now there's like, what, 8 characters that you have to reach maximum report with? So definitely trying to target the ones with as little reports as possible is definitely going to be the ones that you want to go for first, because they're just going to be easier. Probably the next hardest thing is going to be the collectibles, because these collectibles are a random drop from any of the mobs that spawn on the map, and that drop chance is incredibly low. So that means you could potentially go and hit up the market in order to complete these collectibles. So spending some gold or spending time, the choice is yours. And then of course, completing and finding all of the special monsters and completing every dungeon on both normal and hard difficulty. And then also the field bosses that spawn in each area. And so by doing all of that, you'll be able to hit 100% Adventurer's Tome, and you'll need to do this again for 10 different continents. So that's going to take quite a while in order to get your first Delain Armen card. And so if we go back here, our first 10 awakenings are ideally going to be from Seria and from Solas. And then we can get our next 2 awakenings from any of these 4 cards: Thirain, Kharmine, Delain Armen, or regular Armen. And this is definitely just going to be completely RNG whenever you open up a legendary card pack. As of right now, the Grand Prix event will give you a free legendary card. So definitely make sure to pick this up and pray that you get a legendary card from that card set. This is also a random card pack and not a selection card pack. That pretty much concludes how to get and farm the Lostwind Cliffs card set. I hope that this video helped you out, and if it did, definitely drop a like, leave a comment down below on your progress and any other tips you have for collecting this card set. Consider subscribing to my channel, and until next time, I will see you guys later.